Hey, what's up guys, Syed here, and today I am in the 2020 Audi A1. Okay, and beside me the owner, Marcus, he's here with us today. Thanks for letting me drive your car.
No problem.
Your brand new car.
Yeah.
So just to give you guys some context about this car, this is the 2020 Audi A1. It comes with a 1 litre 3-cylinder engine.
Yep.
About 114 horsepower if I'm correct. And about 200 Newton meters of torque. This also has the 7-speed DCT, and it's front wheel drive. Front wheel drive.
That's right.
Okay, so yeah, that's a bit about the car. So I'm gonna go on straight to the questions. So Marcus, first question, of all the cars available on the market, why did you choose to get this car, number one, and why did you choose brand new car instead of a used car?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was in the market for a car that is good on mileage, and then because I travel a long distance from work to home, home to work, so automatically I thought of getting a lower capacity car, such as the Kia Stonic, Seat Ibiza.
Oh, the 1 litre turbo cars.
And the Volkswagen Polo as well. So I since all the car manufacturers the car showrooms are in the same area, I decided to visit Audi because I used to previous car was also an Audi.
Which Audis were you driving?
Previously I was driving an Audi S3. Then before that was a TT. So that's
nice.
just started popping in to take a look. Yeah. So at the showroom,
they seduced you with
suddenly I saw this A1, which was brand new. I don't think at that point of time they don't have any marketing materials for it. Also,
just launched.
Just launched. So it's like on the brochure, on the price list. That's about it. Yeah. So I looked at it from the inside out. It looks fantastic, eye-catching. I think it's Audi's new design language.
Yeah, it's really
very angular.
Yeah, correct.
So quite refreshing. And then it comes with a virtual cockpit and MMI system.
Yeah, standard, right?
Standard.
Yeah, that's
I think
quite impressive,
and the fuel economy is great. So
maybe we'll get to the fuel economy later on.
Why I didn't consider second-hand cars because previous two cars were second-hand cars and high mileage. Just wanted to try,
the
what's
feeling
it like of buying a new car.
Fair enough. Do you mind sharing like how much you paid for it and stuff like that? You bought it 4 months ago, correct?
Yes,
4 months ago. Okay, so
December.
Right now, I saw online the car is retailing about 130 something. 136 if I'm correct. So do you mind sharing how much you paid for it back then?
The launch price was 131 ish. Can't exactly remember. But after the over trade deals, like trading
your
car,
Audi S3, is it?
Yeah. I mean they took in at quite a high value. Then if you trade the car, the price goes down to 109,999. Yeah, but you have to trade in your car to them. So I think that was the price.
And then 21K lah, basically.
Yeah.
So you've owned it for 4 months. I think a bit too early for me to ask you what's the ownership experience like. But just for the sake of asking, how has it been like for the past 4 months?
Yeah, I mean for a car that has only a 40-litre tank,
very tank, small.
Yeah, very small. But then it's very economical. On a full tank, I can run. I mean, not with just lightly pressing the throttle, and then just going about my day normally. I can get about 630 kilometers per full tank. Wow. At 40 liters. So I think that's quite fantastic.
So like your fuel consumption, because on paper this car is supposed to do about 18 kilometers. 18.5.
Yeah, on paper.
So realistically, in real life, how much are you getting roughly?
I would say a good average will be 14,
15. Yeah. That's not too far off lah.
Yeah.
And you are doing mostly highways or mix?
It's a mix.
Mix, 50-50.
So
if the camera angle right now looks a bit weird or looks a bit different, I do apologize because my GoPro had some issue. So back on to the review. Marcus, do you mind just sharing like what you like about your Audi A1?
So when I took a look at it, the first thing was the interior. Interior is much bigger than the previous generation, more usable space. You really can fit 3 adults behind with no issues.
So this seat is in my original driver's position. I have slightly more than 1 knuckle of leg room. You can see here there's a transmission tunnel, and I have a bit of headroom as well.
And then also the 1 liter turbo engine paired up with the 7-speed gearbox.
Yep.
Yeah, the dual clutch gearbox feels much punchier than the numbers suggest. So when took it for a test drive, it felt lively. Yeah, and the steering is nice and light. I mean, you can also control that with the various Audi Drive Select modes. You can have it being heavier or lighter.
Okay. Yeah, the steering wheel, now that you mention it, the leather and the ergonomics is quite good.
Yeah.
It really is.
But of course, the first thing that caught my eye was the exterior. The exterior of this car looked fantastic.
Yep, agree. Much better than the previous A1.
Yeah. I wouldn't say, but that's very aggressive.
Yes, correct. Yeah, I like the way this car looks. Yeah, really very aggressive. And I think the interior also, like you mentioned, got a bit of character, like yellow,
angular, everything sharp.
Yellow and black, and just the materials and everything. Really for entry level, it's really fantastic. Okay, so next, what do you dislike about your Audi A1?
Okay, first thing I can think of is the price. It's definitely pricier than similar rivals such as the Volkswagen Polo or the Kia Stonic, and also the Seat Ibiza. So this will be a pricier option. Of course, like
in a way, you're paying for the brand.
The brand is one thing, and then also as compared to the other competitors, I think the build quality of this is great. Everything is laid out very nicely. Switches are very responsive, very tactile. Even the touchscreen, which Audi uses for this car, feels like a handphone touchscreen. So it's very responsive.
And the display is very sharp also.
Oh yeah.
I have to say. Yeah, very sharp. Even this one is also quite sharp.
Yeah.
But I think this one is a bit sharp.
So it's quite anti-glare, so in the way they made it. So
and it's like everything is facing towards you.
Driver oriented. That's another thing that you pointed out. The driver orientation of the switches, the knobs is somewhat like the sports versions of the Audi lineup, like the TT and the R8.
Also, one thing, just driving this car around for the past few minutes, I don't feel like I'm driving a small car. Do you feel the same way? I don't know. For me, it doesn't feel like a small car.
Correct. Yeah.
I don't know why.
It feels maybe because of the how quiet it is, and also how sure-footed it is. But it does not feel like a small car. Pros and cons. I mean, sometimes it's you don't feel as nimble around tight traffic lah. But it's a larger car than before. More sedate cruiser, punchy when you need it. Yeah.
Okay. No mind. I just try.
No problem.
Okay, so now we are flooring the car in just normal mode, I think. Yeah, it's actually very punchy. For 1 liter 3-cylinder, 2 adults in the car.
It's definitely not as.
It's not sluggish at all.
There is power when you need it for overtaking.
Yes,
for sure.
And this is just in I think just in comfort or auto mode, right?
Yeah, auto mode.
Auto. I haven't even go to like dynamic mode yet, which is the Audi's sports mode.
Yeah.
Are there any comments that you have for people who are looking to get this car or considering this car?
Okay. If you're looking for nice, practical, all-rounder,
stylish.
Stylish. And you want your cars to be unique looking and stylish, this is the car to get.
Agree. So I mean, just for me personally, I think how I describe this car is stylish lah, number one. The exterior and interior is like got a lot of character. A bit like I won't say Mini Cooper, but it gives off that same kind of character.
That kind of vibe.
That kind of vibe, but in a different package. For an entry level Continental car, it's very, very good. The interior, the materials, the virtual cockpit, the MMI, the performance, it's really, I think you can't ask for more lah. I mean, for me personally, maybe 1 liter 4-cylinder would be nice, because 3 cylinders 3 cylinders usually have this vibration idle.
Yes.
So I feel a bit with this car as well.
Definitely. It's inherent in all 3 cylinders.
So I think if it were the 4-cylinder, even though it's 1 litre, I think just adds on to the feel.
So the 4-cylinder versions they have will be the 1.5 ones and the 2 litre ones, which is it's not available.
Not available. Okay, so yeah, I think that's about it for this review. You know, Marcus, thanks so much for letting me drive your car. Really appreciate it. Let me know what you think about this review. You do leave a comment down below. Do subscribe if you haven't. And thanks so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next review.